What's going on, everybody? My name is Tyler Posey. You probably know me from Scott from Teen Wolf or Little Ty from Maid in Manhattan. I was a little baby. And check it out. You are watching The Boys.
Just clear your head and think about something else.
Like what?
Anything. Think about me. Naked.
You've got to be kidding me.
Was it okay? I mean, that was a howl, right?
Yeah, technically.
Well, what did it sound like to you?
Like a cat being choked to death, Scott.
Everyone wants you, you know? You're like the hot girl that every guy wants.
The hot girl?
You are the hottest girl. What?
I'm the hot girl.
Yes, you are.
And welcome back to another episode of the Boys Podcast. My guest today is an actor, voice actor, musician, director, and producer. You may have seen and heard my guest in projects such as Scott McCall in Teen Wolf, David in Scary Movie 5, Prince Alonzo in Elena of Avalor, Adam in Jane the Virgin, Lucas Marino in Truth or Dare, Shane in Scream the TV series, my favorite role of yours personally, and many more. So welcome the legend, Tyler Posey. Welcome, Tyler.
Oh, dude, thanks, man. That was a great introduction. It's cool hearing all of the stuff, most of the stuff that I've done back to back. You kind of forget over the years how much cool stuff you've done, but thanks for that, dude. Nice to be here.
It's an honor to have you on. You're a legend. Like, it was nice to meet you in person too. It was very nice.
Yeah, that was great. That was really cool, man.
Yeah. So, Tyler, what have you been up to? How you doing? How's Tyler doing?
Dude, everything's great. It's really nice weather right now in Southern California. I'm working on the house, doing some upkeep to the house. I got a cold plunge recently, which has been a big part of my life, and really busy working on a bunch of projects, like a couple of movies coming up this year, and then a bunch of stuff that I'm working on. I've written a lot of stuff over the last I've been writing since I was a little kid, but more so recently I've been really going for trying to get these projects made and producing, directing, and camera operating and doing DP work and editing and what else? I got a new car recently. It's a 1960 El Camino, and that's been like the coolest thing ever. And I'm getting really big into the vintage world of like cars and motorcycles and learning how to work on them and build them and fix them up. And so that's kind of a really fun little endeavor that I've been doing recently. And what else? That's kind of what's been going on in the last I guess this whole year. That's what this whole year has been dedicated to. So it's been a good year.
Wow, that's really cool. And I know you love your motorcycles. Like, how many do you think if you don't mind me asking, like, side question, how many do you think you own in your collection? Like, how many cycles?
Right now, I think it's probably 5 bikes right now. But over my whole life, I think I've owned, I counted the other day. It's like close to 20 motorcycles I've owned. But I've sold them and gotten rid of some.
Wow.
So
that is cool. Do you have a favorite motorcycle that you own currently? Because there's one you really like?
It's tough. They're all so different. I've got this really, really cool 1956 Panhead Harley Davidson. It's completely custom build chopper. So that one's really special, and I have another one that's the year of my birth, so 1991. It's just as old as I am, which I think is really cool, really special. And my first motorcycle was this Triumph that I've completely customized, so that one's really special. They all are special in their own right. You know what I mean? So I love them all. I really love them all.
That's badass. In my opinion, that's really cool. Really cool. Wow. Yeah, and ever since I last saw you, I've been just doing these interviews, trying to grind, get more out, show the viewers some cool people, like Tyler Posey here, for example.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, you're doing good.
Thank you. Now, what made you want to become an actor, a musician, voice actor? Like, who would you say is your biggest inspiration? And, what made you want to become?
So my dad is an actor and a writer, and has been since before I was born. And so he was busy filming when I was a little kid. I was like 2 or 3 years old, and my mom was pregnant with my little brother, so he babysat me, but he took me to his career, which was being on a set, and I fell in love with it. I really did. I loved being on set. There's something about being on set that I thought was so interesting and so cool and so creative. Everybody has such a creative job, and there's so much happening around you, and it feels so cozy at the same time. And I don't know, it was just a really interesting thing for me to witness as a young kid. And my dad thought maybe that, he didn't force me into acting at all. He saw my reaction to being on set and thought that maybe, it might be worth a shot to. Oh God, sorry. Hold on, dude. Hold on. My brother might be here. Oh yeah. Hey, dude. I'm doing an interview. Okay, cool. All right. Okay. Sorry, I got like three crazy dogs.
Big Sam, I told you that's the power of editing. Just think, right?
What was that?
That's the power of editing. If you think,
Yeah, or you can leave it in. It's all good.
okay, that's up to you. Okay.
Yeah. No, it's fun. Yeah. So my dad got me a couple of auditions when I was really young, and I got some really, really cool big projects when I was really young, like 7 years old, 8 years old. And that theme just kind of carried on. And I really found a passion for just being creative, acting. I thought was such a fun, interesting thing, but also just filmmaking in general, I think is such a cool creative outlet because there's so many avenues that you can be creative. And for me, it's not just acting. Like you said, I love directing. I love camera operating. I love editing, I feel like there's more creativity behind the camera than there is acting, because if you didn't write the role, you're sort of saying somebody else's words. You're saying them in your own way, but I just love having full, I don't know if it's like, what's it called? If I like being controlling, because I like having like power over like the whole entire project.
I'm the same way.
Really?
Yeah. I'm the same way. I know what you mean.
No, I think it's okay. I don't think it's like a control issue. I think I just like to really express my creativity. So, that's how I got started in the business. Really, really, really young, and it's all I know, basically. And it's been really good to me, and I just want to give back more and be a part of it more and figure out more areas that I could, contribute to this film world. I love it.
Like that. And was that the brother that you mentioned that your mom was pregnant with that was actually there?
No, that's my older brother. My younger brother is actually in New York. Jesse, my younger brother, is filming a movie in New York right now, so he's an actor also.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah,
that'd been funny if that was the brother that you mentioned.
Oh my God. I'm so sorry, dude. Hey,
Yeah.
Let me just show you them so you know what I'm working with. Here's the dogs. That's the loud one right here.
Hi, doggos. Oh my God.
Hey, stop. Come in. Come inside. Come here. Come inside. Jack, come here. Gotta get the alpha out. You know what I mean? Gotta make sure they know who the alpha is.
Yeah.
But I'm not the alpha. I'm not the alpha in this household. They are. Okay.
No, that would have been funny though if that was the brother that you mentioned. I'm like, what the heck? That
would have been crazy. That would have been a crazy coincidence.
And I have I think you're a very talented actor. I think you're very good at your craft and you're a good writer, director. Like, you're very talented.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Of course. And when you mentioned the director, because I actually want to become a director. That's what I want to do. Because I love to write scripts. That's my hobby. I love to write scripts.
Oh, great. It's fun, isn't it?
Oh my God, yeah. It's like I try to write, my goal every day is try to write 10 pages a day. I don't know if that's too low, too little. I try to write a lot.
Dude, that's awesome. No, that's a great goal. I don't do that. I sort of when I'm writing, I have a really cool concept and I have a writing partner and we sort of tackle it with each other, but we go at different stages, but we're definitely not that. We should be writing at least 10 pages a day, but we don't do that. So thank you. I might actually start doing that. Discipline, take some discipline.
I like that. And maybe one day I could cast you as a lead role. Like, I like to write sometimes horror. So if you want to be like you're down for that.
Oh, dude, I love horror.
Oh,
I love horror.
If you're down, I could cast you as the main character.
I'm in, dude.
Awesome.
Let's do it.
Awesome. Now, what is your favorite role you portrayed? And can you please say an iconic Scott McCall quote?
Favorite role? I mean, honestly, dude, what you said, like Shane from Scream, was so fun for some reason because it was like sort of a departure from what I normally play. I normally play the good guy, and there were qualities of Shane that were good, but he was surfacely a bad guy. He was the drug dealer. He was, he just was sort of the thug of the group. But underneath, he was sort of this insecure kind of, good person, which was such a cool dynamic to play. But it was so fun. I really enjoyed. It was a small little, experience because I wasn't on. My character died pretty quickly,
Yeah, I was
but
upset when it happened. I was like, damn it.
I
Sorry.
know, I know, I loved that guy. So that was really fun. Obviously, Scott McCall is like was the best. Everything that he got to go through, all the crazy shit that he put me through, and that we got to do together. You know what I mean? Like I got sprayed with a fire extinguisher. I got all to do all these crazy stunts. I hurt myself. I went to the hospital at one point because I hurt my back really bad. So there was just really interesting stuff that I got to do on Teen Wolf that I never would have got to do anywhere else. You know what I mean? So it's very rewarding playing that role, and I love watching him grow and making him grow up. And let's see if I could think of my favorite Scott McCall line. I was just thinking of one today that I thought was really funny. It's when Styles and Scott, second season, they're going to a bar. I forget why, but they wind up in a gay bar. Remember that scene?
Yeah, bro, that scene. I'm sorry.
And I just love that moment so much because like they don't know that, and Scott just so innocently is looking around. He's like, "Oh wait, I think this is a gay bar," and it goes to Styles, and I think there's somebody touching his ear, and he goes, "Nothing gets past you, huh?" Or something like that. And I just loved. I thought, whenever somebody wants a Scott McCall quote, they always want something really heroic, but there's something really innocent and cute about Scott realizing, I'm at a gay bar, and totally happy about it. And so that's one of my favorite quotes.
I don't think anyone could portray Scott like you. Like, you did an amazing job, Tyler. Oh my
Thank
God.
you, man. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
I can't imagine any other actor portray, like, I'm sorry, Bravo. Of
Thanks, Joe. That's awesome, dude. Thank you.
course, and it's so cool, too, to see you come back and reprise in the movie. That was so cool.
That was really cool for me too, man. I've been wanting to. I never wanted to stop doing Teen Wolf, and I've been wanting to bring it back forever. And I was 30 years old when we shot the movie, and it just felt like such a different phase of my life to be doing Teen Wolf, and it was so cool to redo it as an adult, as a real adult, 30 years old, and a different mindset, and there was just something about it that just felt really special, and I missed everybody. It's really trippy when you're filming a TV show for how many, like 7 years, I think, and then you're seeing everybody every single day, and then you just don't see them anymore. It's interesting, it's like not seeing your family every single day, and everyone I was really close with, we still stayed really close, and I got to see them a lot, but it was just different doing it on a film, so I loved it. I thought it was a lot of fun. I want more.
So you'd come back, if they asked you, Tyler, would you come back? You'd say yes.
Absolutely, dude. Yeah, I actually wrote the second movie, because I think I pitched an idea to Jeff, and he was like, "That's great. Why don't you write it?" Because I think I'm done with Teen Wolf after this. He wants to move on and do different things, and I was like, great. And I want that leadership role. I want to, keep the story going. I have so much passion for it. I really love I'm a huge fan of it. I'm just as much of a fan of it as the fans are. And I love it. And I really want to continue it and keep it going. And I want to do it for the fans. I want to pay homage to the fans in the story and do it for them because, it'd be nothing without them. Without you, so I just want to keep it going for everybody, because everybody wants it, and I came up with a really, really, really cool way to do that, and I think it just helps evolve the story and grows up the story, because all of our fans, most of them were teenagers, now they're like young adults or adults, you know what I mean? So I want to grow the story with them, and yeah, so I've got some really cool ideas. I wrote the second script. I have an idea for a third one. So It's just a matter of Paramount or whoever wanting to do it, so we'll see.
Wow. Well, I'll be checking out. I'll be promoting like crazy. Like, hey, check out this awesome project with this awesome legend, Tyler.
Thanks, dude. Appreciate that.
Of course. Of course. Now, can you walk me through the audition process? How did you land that iconic role, Scott? Do you remember that? Like, how did you?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so auditions are interesting. And, before COVID, we used to go into a room and there'd be a casting director there, a camera, and sometimes a producer, but for the first audition, usually it's just a casting director. Now we have to film everything ourselves. Like we have to, like right here, this is where I film my self-tapes. Like I'll put a little backdrop here, so it's like this blue sheet, and I'll film it myself, and then we send it in because, I don't know, COVID just changed things. But yeah, before we used to go into the actual room, and where was the first audition I did? I think it was at the MTV building in Santa Monica. And it was just like any other audition. I really wanted it. It was the lead role of a really cool concept. And I was 18, but I knew Teen Wolf. I knew the original Teen Wolf of Michael J. Fox, and I was very aware of the IP. And I was like, I really want this role. It was really cool. And so I auditioned. I gave it my all, and then I got a callback. And so a callback is when the first audition process is there's probably, I don't know, 100 kids at least reading for my role. And then the producers narrow down on maybe, I don't know, 10. So they weed out like all the other people that they don't want. And they probably have like maybe, I don't know, 10 or so that they bring back for a callback because they want to see them, again. And sometimes they give you a little bit of direction and say, hey, let's try it this way just to see how adaptable you are, And I got the call back. I went in, and then I got another call saying, hey, we want to do a chemistry read with you and the other actors. So a chemistry read is they pair you with another person who they think that they want for this role. But usually at this point, there's 2 people reading for each role, 2 to 3 people reading for each role. So it was me and this other dude reading for Scott. There was Tyler Hecklin. There was another dude reading for Derek. And then there was Dylan and another dude reading for Styles. And then there was just Crystal. There was no other Alice in there. It was just Crystal. And so they paired us up. They did, let's see, what scene did I do with Styles? I think we did the scene where he's talking about like a body of water. And I say a body of water. And he's like, no, wait, what is it? He's trying to get me to come see a body. And I say, a dead body? And he goes, no, body of water, dumbass. Yes, a dead body. I think it was that scene that we did. It was the scene with me and Derek where we do where I say, you did this to me, on the first episode of the pilot. And then with Allison, it was the vet clinic scene where she brings in the dog that she ran over and I heal him. And it was a really long process. It was like all day because at the end of that day of the auditions with the chemistry read, they have to make a decision. The producers have to make a decision. And during that, they have to sign our contracts. So the whole time we're doing the auditions, our agents and our managers are working with MTV's agents and managers to lock in our contracts. So it's this really drawn out process. Sometimes it could take all day. Say somebody's contract isn't what they want it to be. They have to keep negotiating until they both come to an agreement. And that could take a while. So it did, and so after the audition, we all walked as a group. It was me, Tyler, Dylan, Crystal, and then the other people auditioning for our roles. We all walked to get some food. We hung out. Dylan and I really hit it off. We were talking about, yo, if we get this, we're going to move in with each other and we're going to play music with each other. And it was really cool. And that's what happened, and then we got back to the place where we did the audition, and Russell Mulcahy was there and Jeff was there, and then they sent us on their way. They're like, okay, you guys can leave. We figured it out, but we didn't know the answer yet. We didn't know who got the role. And then I was with my dad, and I was about to fly somewhere. I was going to where was I going? Louisiana, and I get a call from Dylan because we exchanged numbers. and he's like, "Yo, dude, I got the role. Did you get it?" And I was like, "I got it too." So it was a really cool moment, and we were really excited, and it just felt like something big was going to happen. It felt like the beginning of something really, really special. So it was cool.
That actually like that was touching. I'm sorry, just hearing the whole thing. That was so cool. It's like,
Yeah, it was a really cool experience, man. It's cool reliving it too. It was so long ago now. I was 18. I just turned 18. So what is that? 12. It's like almost 15 years ago.
how time flies,
Yeah.
Tyler.
Yeah, it really does, man.
Now, if you don't mind me asking, do you mind do you know who you like went up against for Scott or no?
Yeah, it was this kid named Cody Longo. Do you know that name?
So should I know that? I'm sorry.
I don't know. Yeah. He's definitely been around. And he's a really good actor, and yeah. I just auditioning is so hard because like you could be such a good actor and so right for the role, but if producers just don't see you as that role, there's nothing you can do about it. So yeah, I think Cody's a great kid and good actor. So it was just my time.
Yeah, I'm sure I do know Cody, but if I saw a face, I'm more about our faces. Do you get what I'm saying, Tyler?
Sure. Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Wow. Now, is there a certain type of role you would love to portray? Is there a certain role you want to portray, like a Western?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. So I might be too old now, but I still look kind of young, so maybe I can still pull it off. Do you remember Batman Beyond?
Oh yeah, with Will Friedle was the main voice actor for that show. Isn't he?
Mate, you might be right. I don't know that, but I know Terry McGinnis is
yes.
I want to play Terry, in a live action Batman Beyond movie where it's the future, and I've always wanted Michael Keaton to come back and play Batman. So I would love that. There's a bunch of other roles that I really want to play. Like I would love to play Tom DeLonge from Blink-182 in a Blink-182 movie. I would love to. I've got some really cool stuff that I've written. I want to keep playing Scott, but yeah, I think Terry McGinnis, Batman Beyond, is like the coolest idea ever. It's dark. You can get really crazy with it. So we'll see. I don't know.
Well, if anybody watching, cast Tyler's live action there.
Thank you, Joe.
Yeah, then you get a call the next day. Hey, Tyler, would you like to do this?
Oh God, that would be so cool. I would bring you with me.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, I'd be like, yeah, I'll do it with you, but Joe's got to come with me.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, if you didn't go into acting, music, creating, your creative mind, what do you think you would have done as a career? And what other interests and hobbies do you have? I know you love motorcycles. You love tattoos. What hobbies?
Yeah, it's an interesting question. I was actually just thinking about this the other day. Yeah, man, it's hard to tell. I think I probably would have worked at a skate shop until I grew out of that, and I really love building stuff and working with my hands, and whether that's building motorcycles or being a carpenter. I think I've done a little bit here and there of work in my house. I've built a bunch of shelves and repaired a lot of things, and so my mind works that way. I understand sort of that sort of carpentry world. So I think probably I would have gone into that space and had a shop with saws and built a bunch of stuff and had a motorcycle shop also. But it's tough to tell, man. But it's really it is fun to fantasize about that and kind of see where I would go. I don't know. I also love helping people. So maybe I would have, I don't know, a nurse or, gone into some sort of field like that where I'm there for people, and it's a tough one. I really don't know. Maybe I would have been a vet, followed in Scott's footsteps.
I can
I
see
love
you.
animals. I really love animals. I was looking for there's one right there.
I know. What's your dog's name? I'm gonna sound stupid. What's your dog?
So that's Ricky. That's Ricky.
Ricky?
Roxy's the bigger dog, and then Jack is the little tiny wiener dog.
That is really cool.
Yeah, they're cool dogs.
Awesome. And I can see you you have a kind soul. You're very kind-hearted. I could see that. I get that energy off of you, Tyler. You're very kind-hearted.
Thanks, man. That means a lot. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, I strive to I don't know, man. The world can be pretty confusing and lots of anxiety. There's a lot of unnecessary anxieties, and I think what really matters is just connecting with people and connecting with your true self and letting go of ego. Because all this stuff is really cool that I've acquired in my life, but I can't take it with me when I die. And I'm gonna die at some point, and I think the only thing that you can take with you is your soul and what it experiences. And if it experiences love and is there for people and genuinely wants to see people succeed and be happy. And I don't know, that to me is more precious and priceless than anything else that I could have, So thanks. I appreciate you saying that.
Of course, that's actually the main reason I started these interviews. So I started them April 29th of 2020, during the pandemic. People were feeling down and depressed. Talk about people were really down. I want to help make people happy, smile, cheer people up. That's why I started these.
Dude, you're killing it. You really are, man. I'm loving this interview. You're really doing a great job, and you too. Likewise, you're such a kind soul and so endearing. And I know that your mom said that you were a little nervous, but you're really doing a good job. You can't tell,
Thank you.
If that makes sense. You're just you're very charming. It's nice because I've been interviewed a bunch of times, and this is unlike you're unlike any other interviewer that I've ever had, because you're just very real. You know what I mean? So many people try to put on this face or this mask or try to be something to appear something, but you're just genuinely dope and awesome and nice and kind and smart, and you have a lot of wisdom, and it's nice, dude. So thank you.
Thank you. It takes one to know one, because you're a fellow legend. If you don't mind me asking, can you tell me the meanings behind your arm tattoos? They're really cool. I think they're really awesome.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. So when I first started getting tattooed, I really tried to find a meaning for all of my tattoos. At some point, it got really exhausting because I don't have that many things that I want to get tattooed on me that mean something. So at some point, I was just I just like the artwork. Let me just get the artwork. It doesn't have to have any meaning. I can tie the moment back to a memory. Say for the one on my leg, I was in Italy. It was a beautiful trip. The tattoo doesn't mean anything, but it reminds me of being on this beautiful trip to Italy. So this one, I don't know if you can see, this is a red building in clouds. You see that? Mm-hmm. So it's this really tall building with this needle, and these are clouds that surround it. It's the CN Tower in Toronto, but they look exactly the same. So when I was 8 years old, I filmed a TV show in Toronto for 4 years. So 8 years old to 12. And I'm sure those are very formative years of your life. That's where I found out about Blink-182. That's where I really ate up that passion and started playing music and discovered myself. I started skateboarding. I really feel like I honed in on who I wanted to be as a person. So Toronto means a lot to me. So that's why I have that. This one's really cool. I don't think I've ever talked about this one. This is a rocket ship.
Oh, I could see it. Yeah, I see it. Yeah, that's dope. Okay.
Coming out of the end, and you got the stars surrounding it. So this one, I don't think I've ever talked about this before. So my mom passed away 10 years ago, and we try to get some tattoos that sort of mean some stuff to her, but try to make it really personal. So when we were kids and we were driving through a tunnel where there's lights and stuff, sometimes people hold their breath. There's little superstitions about it. We used to, my brother and I, Jesse, my little brother, we used to scream "rocket" the whole way through. We would go "rocket" because it felt like we were in this space tunnel rocket thing. And it just reminds me of my mom, So I got that. My brother got it also. He's a tattoo of a rocket.
That's touching, Tyler. I'm sorry. I got chills.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool, right? Yeah. I got a lot of stuff here. Let's see. I'll do one more. This one right here. So you can see it's a dagger with hands shaking.
Mm-hmm. I see it. Okay.
So that's like a classic tattoo in this style of tattooing, which is called American traditional. And there's a band called Bayside that I really love, and they have a song called oh shit, uh, something looked like Strong Hands. Pretty sure that's the name of it. Look
Let me
Strong
see.
Hands. Or
What's the band called? I can look up for you so you know. Bayside.
Bayside. I think the song is called "Look Like Strong Hands," or they say that lyric. And I love that band. They sort of changed my trajectory of life a little bit when I was about 17 years old.
They look like strong
Yeah.
hands. That song.
Yeah, that song.
There you go.
So,
Sorry.
and then this tattoo just felt like strong hands, you know? So, and I was originally going to get the lyrics around it, but we decided not to do that. So that kind of just means, doesn't really mean anything other than the band Bayside. Because I like getting band tattoos, but not the logo of the band because it's a little more personal and unique. So
I know you got. Don't you have like a music note because of Blink 182?
I do, yeah, good one. I forgot about that. Yeah, this is the first note of a Blink 182 song. And that's another thing. Like Blink 182, this song specifically, which was on Dude Ranch, which was their second full-length album. There's something about that song and that era and that album that transports me back to Toronto, Canada, when I was a kid. It's such a cool feeling and changed my life. It really formed me into who I am today. And yeah. So it means a lot. So that was actually one of my first tattoos. But that's what I was talking about. Where I like to get tattoos for bands, but I do it in a unique way.
Yeah. That's really cool. I think it's really cool when you get all tattooed. That's cool. Sorry.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I love it. I've committed myself to it, but there's certain moments where I'm like, maybe I shouldn't have done this. Because I'm an actor, and it's most of the time they don't want this, but there's technology, there's makeup that can cover it, and it just takes a little bit of time. But I don't know. I like it.
How many do you have? Do you know? Can I ask? Like, how many do you have? Like of all time, like that, including or like every, like how many do you think you have? Like 80?
I think over 80. I haven't kept track in a long time, but it's either 80 or 90, somewhere in that ballpark.
Damn, that's cool.
It's a lot, yeah.
It's really dope.
Thanks.
Of course. Now you kind of said it, like favorite bands and artists, like Blink 182. You said that. Oh my God, you said the band Blink Bayside. Like, do you have any other bands you like and type of music? Would you say?
Yeah. So that's sort of in the punk world. The punk world, I also love NoFX. I love the Story So Far. They're phenomenal. Also, No Pressure. They're sort of newer bands. And then outside of that, like my mom loved Alanis Morissette in the 90s, and that sort of stuck with me always. I love Alanis Morissette. I love girl singing bands, girl singers bands in the 90s, like No Doubt. I love Sheryl Crow. I think Sheryl Crow's phenomenal. And who else? Let's see. Let's get a little weird. I've been listening to Tycho a lot. He's sort of electronic. Who else? Honestly, dude, like lately when I'm driving in the car, I just put on meditation music and like healing frequency sounds and just kind of have like background sounds rather than, I don't know, because I listen to so much punk music that I just sometimes just don't want any music, just because it's just so much. It's great. I love it. But sometimes I just need a little bit of nothing. And so meditation music is kind of cool. Healing frequency sounds,
Help clear your mind.
It does. Yeah. I meditate a lot. And, it really helps put you in a really relaxed, calm, sort of focused state. And I find that when I keep that music going throughout the day, it sort of just reminds me of that feeling of being calm and relaxed. And it just kind of helps keep me sort of in that zone,
Wow, that's cool. And you said, of course, and you mentioned musicians. Special shout out to your wife, Fem, who's another incredible.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, she's the best. Honestly, she is like blows me away every single time she writes a new song. I'm just like, how the hell did you write that? These lyrics are so cool. And yeah, I'm a huge fan of hers, and she's got some really, 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 really great stuff coming out soon. And I just want the best for her, and she deserves it. So yeah, I'm very lucky.
It's awesome. And she's another nice person. Remember I met her too. She's very nice.
Yeah, dude, she loved you. Yeah, she's sorry she couldn't be here either. She is, dude. She is
Right.
like the busiest person in the world. So I'm very lucky that we both we have such a busy schedule, and we're very fortunate. So, but yeah, she sends her love and says sorry that she couldn't make it.
No worries, it happens. No worries, you're fine. She's fine. Now, favorite. Okay, do you like favorite sports and favorite teams? Do you like sports at all, Tyler? You like
I
sports?
do. Yeah. I mean, so my dad, also with acting, he was also a huge sports guy. He played lacrosse all throughout high school and college. He played football. He wrestled, baseball. He literally did everything, and he's a super athletic dude. And my dad's side of the family, everyone's really athletic. So I'm athletic, but I got more into the skateboarding world. My younger brother is a true athlete. He was playing baseball all throughout middle school, high school, college, before he transitioned into the acting world. But he's an incredible athlete. So my dad grew up in Atlanta and kind of favored the Braves. So we love the Braves when it
Okay.
comes to baseball. He also grew up in Florida. So we just take my dad's favorite teams. So we love Gators for college football. We love the dogs might bark. Uh-oh.
Who are the dogs?
I told you. Okay, so who else?
Do you like the Dolphins?
We love the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Go Fins, My best friend is Eagles and Phillies fan, like he grew up in Philly, so we kind of hate that team because we want to make my friend sad. But that's pretty much it, dude. Like I really focus on the skateboarding world, and that's sort of my thing. You saw the skateboards on the wall, and Jeff Rowley was always a favorite skater of mine, and Jamie Foy is a great skater, and I love him, and also Corey Juno, and yeah, that's sort of more my forte, skating world.
That's really cool. See, I mentioned the Dolphins because Lyndon, your co-star,
Yeah.
is a big Dolphins fan. I don't know if you knew that. He's like a big Dolphins fan.
I think I did know that. Yeah.
Now, do you have a favorite food, Tyler? What's your favorite food?
Dude, I love food so much. My favorite food used to be buffalo wings, just buffalo wings. Like it was the greatest thing in the world with some ranch. Like when I was working on Teen Wolf and it was my birthday, they used to order me from Domino's. What was it? Like 100 buffalo wings or so. So that was my favorite for a really long time. But I also love pasta. But okay, if I'm gonna pick my favorite food, I love sushi. I love it all. I love literally everything you could think of. But in Toronto, there's a burger place called Harvey's, not Hardee's, Harvey's with a V. That there's nothing like their burgers. I don't know what is in the patty. I really don't. It could be horrible for you, but they're so flavorful. I've never tasted anything like it. They're like tangy, and they've got this bite to it. And there's really nothing like it. I've never found anything like that here in the States. So I will say Harvey's hamburgers will go down as my favorite food ever. And they have it sort of set up like Subway, where you order a burger and then they ask what toppings you want, and you just tell them what toppings, and dude, it's unbelievable.
And you're telling me this? That's actually my favorite food is a burger.
Dude, you would love Harvey's. It's so good.
Wow. See, I'm asking too. When you come out, I'm sure you come back to Chicago. But what do you? Okay, I'm gonna treat you guys out to eat. Where do you want to go? What do you have like a favorite food you want to try in Chicago?
I would like, really good Chicago dog. We've been to Illuminati's. We've done the Chicago style pizza. I want something new. I've had all the beef sandwiches and something new, something that I haven't experienced yet.
So okay, I also give you some good buffalo wings with it too.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
Do that.
you have any projects in the works? Do you have anything coming up in the works?
I do actually. There was a movie that was just announced. A movie that just got announced. It's coming out, I think, in July. Called Real Bros of Simi Valley, the movie.
Yeah, I saw you promote that on your Instagram. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and actually Tony Hawk is in that movie too. So that one's really fun. That's a crazy comedy. I've got another movie coming out. I'm not sure when. They're still doing the post-production side, but that's a really cool movie I did last year. I've got 2 movies coming up this year. Bunch of reality TV that I've done that should be coming out at some point. And what else? Just a bunch of my own projects that I'm going to be doing soon. So lots of cool stuff.
That's dope. Now, what advice would you give younger people on becoming an actor, actress? What's Tyler's advice from the legend? What's your advice?
Yeah, man. I think when I've given advice recently, it's just start making your own stuff. Like film some stuff with your friends, put it on YouTube. That's how Dylan O'Brien got picked up. His stuff was on YouTube and he got an agent and then got Teen Wolf and then the rest is history, so it's possible. And then, it's for me, my story is so different because I started at 5 years old, 6 years old, and I had help. My dad introduced me to agents and it was just a different time back then. Everything was a little bit more accessible. But now it's easier nowadays to do stuff on your own. So I suggest, filming a bunch of different things, whether it's really funny comedy, crazy action, crazy drama, horror, so you sort of exercise that muscle of filming, understanding what it's like to be on set, blah, blah, blah. And then putting together a reel. Like a reel is sort of like a compilation of your best work. It could be like 2 to 5 minutes long. But pick scenes from everything that you do, put them together, and then just start sending them to agents, Also putting everything on YouTube and then Instagram, TikTok, however you can to get noticed. And then take some acting classes, try to keep your practice going. And there's a lot of different avenues, but what's crazy is that times are constantly changing, the world is so different nowadays, and you sort of have to adapt to the changing and just sort of be like fluid, like be a chameleon, like adapt with changing, or else you'll sort of get left behind, So, if you really aspire to be an actor, just try to hit every single thing. Like try to take the acting classes, get in front of agents if you can, take some meetings, send your reel to a bunch of different agents and agencies and if you keep that passion going and also try to get a job on a film set, whether it's a PA or someone's assistant, just so you get that experience of what it's actually like to be on a set. That is so priceless, I think, that experience. And because people can go to college for acting and film work, but they really won't understand what it's really like until, they have the actual on-set education. And so that's priceless. So yeah, try to get a job on a film set, no matter what job it is. Just film some stuff on your own and put it together and send it out. There's a lot of different ways.
Yeah, I always like to add, like, stay humble. Remember where you came from.
That too. Yeah, that's the most important part. Is reputation is a big part of getting work and staying busy. Staying working. And if people hear that you're not pleasant to work with, then your talent can only take you so far. So staying humble. Like I learned so early on. Unfortunately, in the film world, there is sort of a tier system where sometimes actors are put up here, producers are put up here, and the other jobs are put down here. So there is this tier system, but I disregard that. Some of my best friends are crew members. Like my roommate for years was my prop guy on Teen Wolf, and I just fell in love with him. So don't buy into the tier system. Be nice to every single person. Be pleasant to work with on set, and because it'll make you happier, it'll make your life easier, and you'll live longer. Maybe, I don't know, but it's just being humble is by far the best practice that you can have. Wake up, be grateful every single day for your life, for every opportunity that's come to you. You know, life can be confusing and throw things at you that make you question your gratefulness, you know, but if you just stop to think about it and realize, damn, I'm alive. I have all these cool opportunities in front of me. You know, it's easy to get back into that grateful mindset. And yeah, that helps you stay humble and just be nice to everybody, you know, because they love it. You know, and that feeds you, you know, being nice to somebody makes them happy, which then in turn makes you happy. And it's just this really happy cycle, you know, being there for other people, being of service to people just uplifts your spirit. And it's a really great thing. So yes, thank you, Joe, for saying that, dude. Humbleness is by far the best practice you can have in this world.
And thank you. It actually touched me. The whole thing that you just said, it was really touching. Like, oh my god. Thank you.
Thanks.
Of course. Now, would you be willing to come back on for part 2, answer some fan questions? If fans have questions, would you be willing to come back on in the future?
I would love that. Yeah. We'll check in with me and see what my schedule's like. But yeah, that sounds great, dude. I would love that.
Awesome. People are like, oh, I have a question for Tyler. Like, okay, then I could ask.
Let's do that.
Awesome. Now, before I ask you my last question, do you have any questions? Does Tyler have any questions?
I don't know. What made you decide to want to do this, other than what you said, you know, by wanting to make people happy? And how did you know that you were, because you're really good, you know, you're really good at finding the right questions to ask and, you know, making it, you know, special and fun and unique and catering to each person. So how did you know that you wanted to do this?
Thank you. I just want to like learn more about people too, you know, like to get to hear the stories, because everyone has like their own story, you know, their own perspective on things. You get what I'm saying, Tyler? Like,
sure. Yeah, totally.
And besides that, just make the people happy. Like,
I mean, dude, that's all you need. That's like the best reason ever.
Legit, if someone smiles, that makes me happy, you know? Fills me up.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Feeds the soul.
No. Yeah. Tyler, is there anything you want to promote and shout out? The viewers can check out for you.
Yeah. I mean, I've got this movie coming out that I got the pleasure to be in called The Real Bros of Simi Valley. There's another one coming out later in the year called Queen of the Ring. You got a few TV shows, reality things coming out soon. I'm doing a bunch of stuff on my own too. I'm getting all these projects made and stuff that I'm directing and writing and producing, and so I'm really excited for that. So. And yeah, and I've also got this really cool company called Portal, where it's a t-shirt company, but the foundation of it is these in-person retreats where it's like a giant therapy session. Sometimes they're a day long, sometimes they're 3 days long, but it's this intensive therapy that will change your life for the better and get you on a solid routine and just really sort of dive deep into what you're blocking. You know, you don't even realize you're blocking it sometimes. So Portal is it's just mental health advocacy and really teaching you, we're not just talking about it, we're doing the work and teaching you how to do the work to open yourself up to a whole new world. And it's really cool. You know, I think I'm just introducing sort of therapy to people who have never, you know, really taken advantage of it or wanted to try it but didn't know how or who to go to. And therapy is just really great because, you know, you may feel like you're on top of the world and you may feel like you've got everything figured out, but chances are you don't. You know, for me, I still have shit that I'm working on, you know, and working through and figuring out. And so, yeah, Portal's really, really, really special. And so we're still honing in on exactly, you know, Portal's a big umbrella. So we're trying to just hone in on everything and figure it all out. But, you know, we're really just in the business of wanting to help people, you know, so that's something really cool to look out for.
Love to hear that. I'll also link down your social media pages so people can follow along too. Help you out.
Yeah, let's see. I think I only know my Instagram. It's Tyler Posey 58. I have no idea what my other ones are.
I got you. Well, thank you, and Tyler, for being an awesome, amazing guest. I had a fun time chatting with you. Thank you.
Dude, that was incredible, man. Thank you so much. I'm excited to come back.
Thank you. Have a great day, everybody, and stay awesome. And you stay awesome, Tyler.
Thank you. You too.